Good morning, friends. I'm finally back. So we're gonna do some like actual makeup, some glammy makeup. I haven't done makeup other than I used the cheek tone sticks, the little vitamin C sticks, at the lake just for like a little something. Didn't even do mascara, nothing. I just did sunscreen and a little of that, and it was so cute. So if you haven't gotten those yet, I'm obsessed with them. Honestly, I'm not someone that just says I'm obsessed with like everything. You know, some people just say I'm obsessed and it's like literally every single thing they've ever looked at, and you're like, are you obsessed? I don't know. I've actually been wearing those. I think I've worn them every single day since I opened them. Unless like maybe on a no makeup day. But if I'm wearing makeup, I think I've worn them literally every day. So yeah, if you haven't got them yet, 10 out of 10. But good morning. How are you, friends? I know I'm a little bit early. Usually I go live every Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m.-ish, 8 to 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. And I think it's like 7:30, but as you can imagine, being at the lake, I'm a little behind on stuff I need to get done. So, I'm a little bit early, but good morning, good morning. Hey, Missy, how are you? So yeah, let's get started. We're gonna do latte makeup. I feel like this is so pretty in the summer, but it's also like a perfect fall winter kind of makeup trend because it's a little bit more heavy, I guess you would say, in some ways, and has more of those like earthy brown tones and stuff, which just reminds me of like fall winter. But I think it's really pretty in the summer too. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna use my favorite palette. I never in a million years thought this would be my favorite palette, but it's so good. Honestly, I make like the best looks ever with it. Or if I am wearing like one palette you guys love that I do eyeshadow looks for is the Celestial palette, which is like super kind of out there, like bright metallic blue purple, you know what I mean? I'll use that as a base and it just makes it so pretty. It's kind of one of those eyeshadow palettes that I'm like, it is a little bit of an investment. Like it's definitely not cheap, but it's gonna last you forever, and it makes such pretty all matte eyeshadow looks, or it's like perfect for base palettes. Marla, how are you? Are you still fishing? I loved the picture of you and your dad. This will anyways be precious. Always, maybe. Thank you. Hi, Desiree. Anyways, I thought I would share a couple pics of what we were up to. So yeah, I had fun. I was so glad my dad went because sometimes that's the only fishing tournament I go to Cody with. But like they used to come every single year, and then my dad's kind of gotten like some new jobs and stuff this year. Not this year, like in the most recent couple years. And just a lot of people like haven't went, you know? And so sometimes it's like just me hanging out. I mean, I always have Carver with me. And sometimes Ridge they're not as into the lake. Like they go and they've went a bunch of times, but Carver loves it. Like he never misses it no matter what. Like even if someone was like, oh, you don't have to go, he's going. I guess I should do makeup while talking. Let's start with Driftwood. Let's do that as our base. Good morning, Desiree. I think I said that maybe already. Anyways, it was so nice that my dad and his wife, my stepmom, were able to go because my dad's boat was broken, which boats, if you've ever had a boat, like they love to break. Honestly, we have a pretty new boat. It has like 80 hours on it. It broke this weekend. So yeah, I don't know. I think boats are just like always thinking like, how can I break down? Like that's kind of like their main goal. It's kind of like if you get an iPhone or something. I mean, I don't use iPhone, but like if you get a phone and then you're supposed to have it for 2 years or whatever your phone plan says, and it's like right at the 1 year mark, it just like quits charging or something, and you're like, how? Why is this happening? I swear boats are the same way. But yeah, so this is what happened. We're just going in with this as a base. I'm not doing any special application. I'm just kind of like putting it around in like the crease and using this is actually an Ophir brush. It's the only fluffy one they have. But anyways, we got there early Wednesday morning and we went fishing. It was fun. It was actually just me, Cody, and the boys. And then Thursday, this hasn't happened in so long, so I've always had like little kids, and now, oh shoot, I think I forgot to turn my volume off. I bet I can't do it now. Maybe I can. I've always had like little kids, and now in the last like couple years, they're finally getting older, and I don't know, it's actually really nice. So if you're in the toddler trenches, it gets way easier and way more fun, I promise. Anyways, I usually only went on the boat like with kids, or I would just like stay on shore because it was just easier, you know. But Thursday morning, me, my dad, and my husband went out. So that was the picture you guys saw with my dad. And that was actually really fun because most of the time I'm in the boat, I don't even fish. I just help the boys like get tangles out, bait their hook. Like, what's going on with this sun? Oh my gosh, are we finally gonna have sun again one day? Not yet, because it's at the shoulder, but maybe in a couple weeks. Anyways, I don't even fish. I just like sit there and like wait for them to, you know, get tangled up or need their fish taken off or whatever they need. So that was fun. And then we came back in, we were gonna have some lunch, and we did, and hang out, and then he was gonna take the boys and my dad out because they wanted to sleep in a little bit and fish off the dock. And then luckily when it broke, it was like when they were in the bay getting ready to load the boat. Like my dad wasn't even in the boat. He'd already jumped out to go get the pickup, and then it just quit working. So the good news, this is actually a Celeste eye pencil. You guys asked for it a lot, so I actually did link it. It's just a chocolate brown. I like it because it smudges, so it works really good for these kind of eyeshadow looks, but I'm going to put it on my lower and my upper lash line. But anyways, I'm just glad it was like when they were pretty much parked in the bay, like they were just waiting for my dad to grab the boat, because imagine like you're running 40 miles an hour down the lake and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, brakes, but some belt came off. I don't know boats. I also don't know cars, but they called it the flywheel. Anyways, he had to get that replaced, which of course the parts are like 2 to 3 weeks out. This happened Thursday night. His partner was supposed to be there either Thursday night or early Friday morning. I don't really remember. But, so then they had to like find a different boat to fish out of, or figure out what, if they were even going to fish the tournament or what. They borrowed a friend's boat. His friend brought it up. And then on the way up, he blew a hub, which is kind of like the tires on the trailer. I swear, if it's not the boat, it's the trailer. So then he was like, it was just chaos, honestly. Like, I was like, man, they are just like not meant to fish this tournament. I honestly thought like they're probably gonna bomb or something, and this was all just a sign to like just let it be. And they ended up winning it, so we were really excited about that. And I'm pretty sure my husband got Angler of the Year, but I don't know for sure. Thank you, Marla. I'm in the camper ready to go out to the ocean. Loved your pics. Oh, fun. But yeah, so that was the weekend. We hung out. But I'm happy to be back chatting with the girls. Okay, so I mostly hung out with my dad in Dallas. That's my stepmom. But there was one day, like, a bunch of Cody's friends were up at our cabin that we stay in. Not like, we don't own it. We just, you know, rent it for the weekend. Thanks, Joni. Anyway, so it was like just me. The little boys were taking a nap. So I was like, I'll just hang out in here with them, I guess. With like my husband and all these guys. And me too, Angela. It was fun. Like, they're super nice guys. So I'm not saying like anything bad about them. But my husband was like, do you like hanging out with the boys? And I was like, oh yeah, I had fun with the boys. And I thought he meant like Carver and my nephew Julian that I was hanging out with. And he's like, no, I mean like us. And I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, you guys are okay too. I thought you meant the little boys. But I was thinking about it after that, and I'm like, I could never be one of those girls that's like, oh, I'd rather hang out with boys. Like, I would rather hang out with a girl any day of the week. Like, this is how men's conversations is like, they're talking about like what direction the wind's gonna blow, and then like someone farts, and then they're talking about like, I don't know, some fish story. And I'm like, I don't know, women just have like way more conversation than that. What color did I use? I think I'm using this one, which is Cairo, and the smudge brush, and I'm smudging out that eyeliner to give it like a smoky look. But I was just thinking like, not really. Like, I would rather hang out with a girl like any day of the week. Like, we actually talk and have like Like, girls are actually funny and stuff, where I feel like boys, it's like, nothing's really, like, that funny. Like, the things they think are funny, I'm like, they're, like, not that funny. You know what I mean? They're easily entertained. But, I mean, once in a while, there's a funny one, but it's like, no, I don't really want to talk about what direction the wind's gonna blow for, like, 20 minutes. Like, there's nothing for me to contribute to that conversation. Like, I'd rather hear, like, a funny story from a girl about, like, I don't know, anything else. You know what I mean? I feel like our conversations are, like, way more in depth, I guess. What do you guys think? I'm so a girly girl, not one of the guys. I totally relate. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, Kenya. Like, it's not even like I mind, you know, hanging out with guys or whatever, but I was just thinking, like, if I had to pick, I'm never gonna pick hanging out with guys. Like, that's just not gonna happen. Even me and my husband, like, when we've gone on vacation and it's just me and him, after, like, a couple days, we're like, yeah, we need some friends because, like, I need to hang out with a girl. He needs to hang out with a boy. Like, we need something to talk about. Like, we've talked about everything we can possibly talk about. All right, let's add a little orange just to kind of, like, spruce it up. But does anybody else feel that way? I feel like a trip is so much more fun if you have, like, another couple or, like, some friends there. It doesn't even have to be a couple. Like, it could just be, like, some friends, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, once in a while, me and Cody like to do something, just me and him, but it would be for, like, a weekend, not for, like, that long, you know? Alright, I'm gonna put a little orange underneath, too, because I just think that'll be pretty. But we had fun, and I was really relieved that, like, there was flies and stuff, of course, but they weren't that bad, because there was one year, as I'm looking, and there's 2 flies landing on my light. I mean, there was definitely still a ton of flies. I think that's just summer in general, or maybe just Montana. I don't know. But there was a time, it was like 3 years ago, the flies, and they were like biting flies, were so bad that you didn't even want to be outside. Like, you try to go down to the lake, or you try to go in the boat, or like you tried to do literally anything, and it was like, let's get out of here, because it was just like not even fun, you know what I mean? So they weren't bad at all, which I was glad about that too. But yeah, that's how I feel about date nights. What do you even talk about? Exactly. Like, it's like, we should do this with a friend. I always wear makeup fishing. Yep, I do. I have to look good. I love that. Honestly, I go both ways, I guess. Actually, I don't usually wear makeup at the lake, but this year I did. I took that blurring sunscreen I told you guys that I actually like, and so I wore that every day, which, as you guys can see, my melasma still got pretty tan, but that's okay. And then I wore the cheek sticks every day and, like, lip gloss over it, and it was so cute, I thought. It might not have been cute at all, but to me, looking in the mirror, it just looked, like, super natural, but it totally, I felt like, just made me feel a little bit more, like, put together. One thing I do always wear, even if I'm wearing no makeup at all, so my thing, I guess, like that, is I always wear jewelry. Like, I don't usually wear rings because, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but I feel like my hands get, like, really swollen if I'm, like, super hot and stuff, or, like, traveling, so I don't usually wear rings, but I usually always wear, for sure, earrings, and a lot of times necklaces, and maybe even, like, an ankle bracelet, or just something like that, even if I have no makeup on at all. But I loved the cheek tones for this weekend. They were so perfect. But hunting, I swear, okay, so I don't really share hunting pictures because, a lot of people get, like, really upset about that. So it's just, like, not even worth it, and I totally get it. Like, if you didn't grow up in, like, this kind of area, I guess, you know, it would be, like, I don't know, it'd be hard to, like, understand, you know what I mean? But, like, I swear when we're hunting, the only time I ever shoot anything is, like, when I don't have any makeup on and I look like absolute crud, and then I just have to, like, live with those pictures. And obviously hunting season's in the fall, so in the summer, I feel like I can live with it because I at least have, like, a little tan. I don't look like an ill person on my deathbed. But yeah, so that's one time I usually try to always wear makeup too. Love my new Ophir blush sticks. They're perfect. I do too. I mean, I was excited for them, but I was kind of just like, whatever. Like, I'm not hugely into cream products, but I love those things. Or at least, I guess recently I kind of became more into like cream products, but not, still very minimal, you know what I mean? But I love those blush sticks. They're so good. Something on this eyelash curler a couple days, and I can't figure it out because I washed it not that long ago, but something is like hooking my eyelashes and like it'll pull one out, which whatever, but it makes my eyes water so bad, and obviously I've like usually just put mascara on the other eye, so I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Okay, these flies are gonna drive me crazy. It's just like 2 flies, and apparently they just want to hang out right next to me. Oh my god, for real. Roughing it while hunting then taking pictures is a whole different ballgame. Exactly. Anyways, we had such a fun weekend. And then my nephew, we got to have him twice this summer. And it was so fun because this is like the first year he's ever came with us anywhere. And that like I've really gotten to hang out with him besides like an hour at Christmas or something. And so it was just really fun to like kind of get to know him a little better and like see his personality and stuff. And they got along so good. Honestly, Carve is a little SHIT, you know what? Good morning, Darcy. How are you? The blush sticks stay on better on my eyes. My cheeks have to keep reapplying. Really? I haven't had that at all. Are you doing it with like, what are you putting underneath? I wonder if that makes a difference. I've actually done it over powder, under powder. I've done it over the sheer skin. I've done it this whole week. I just did it over that sunscreen. But it was a mattifying sunscreen, so it wasn't like super greasy. But I'm trying to think what could maybe do that. Unless maybe try applying it like if you've been doing it with your hands, try a brush or something like that. Anyways, Carve is always wound up. You know what I mean? Like, I swear. And Julian, my nephew, is like just the sweetest. He's like really shy. Like when all those guys were at our cabin, he just like went inside and like played on his phone. And I was like, too many people here, huh? And he's like, yes. But anyways, he was so fun. Like the nicest, most polite little kid ever. Not little kid. He's like 11. But then there's Carve, and Carve is just like so riled up. Anyways, it was funny because I swear I was like, man, I bet when Grandma has you guys, it's just like having Jeremy and Cody all over again. They're dads, you know, that are brothers. Because even like both of them have a lot of like mannerisms like their dads, and like just kind of the way they act is a lot like them, you know? But it was just fun to like see them together because it reminded me so much of their dads too. Like they're still both really competitive. And yeah, anyways, it was just fun. Put it on after powder and tried fix spray before applying. I use a brush. Okay, I put it on top of powder too, and I didn't have an issue, but maybe try putting it on before your powder and just like very lightly dab it so it's like peeking through, or maybe layer both, like do your blush and then your powder. I'm trying to think. Sorry guys, this always makes my nose run a little bit. Trying to think of some ideas. I guess just like maybe kind of playing around with it, like trying a few different layering techniques, trying like different primers, or like you said, like on top of powder, underneath powder, on top like you have been, but maybe, you know, just trying different ways. I haven't had it coming off at all, so I'm just trying to like kind of think what could fix that. But yeah. All right, let's do our lips. I'm actually gonna make, I know I look a little bit washed out, I'm actually going to make a cheek tone video when I get off of here. So we're just gonna do everything but that in this video. Let's go in with the shade All That. Oh my gosh, guys, guess what? I'm taking Zori to college today. I have to go to work. I can't believe it. She's like moving in. I'm back! back. Hi, Cheryl. This is the shade All That. It's one of my favorites, you guys. I believe this, the shade Berry, and the shade Whatever are all in stock when you're on the lip liner page. So if I linked this eyeshadow palette here and down below, that's Ophir, and so is this. You can use that link to get to this and just tab over to the lip page, I guess you would call it. Anyways, this is in the shade All That. If you tap the little plus sign, it brings up like 2 or 3 more colors, and Berry was on there last I looked. So if you're one of the ones that has been waiting for Berry or All That or Whatever, I believe all 3 are in stock. So you can grab them. Hey, Bev, how are you? Oh, anyways, so that's what I was going to tell you guys. I meant to say this now there's 4 flies. I opened my front door to like let a little light in here, and so I guess I'm paying the price now. Yay. But anyways, I am taking Zari to college today. So I don't think I'll be live tomorrow. I know our schedule, like the last, pretty much all of July has just been like messed up. But then I believe I'll be back Thursday. So we'll get 2 out of our 4 days this week for lives. It's getting like harder and harder because now that Facebook like wants to delete lives, and just pretend that's not happening. I don't know, all of that. Everybody wants like short videos, and I think like people's attention span is short. So I like to go live so I can chit chat with you guys, but then I have to like find a way to also be able to make short videos with the lives. Like today I'm gonna do a short cheek tone video when I get off up here. Anyways, I still love going live. It's like my girl time. I've told you guys before, I'd rather hang out with the girls any day, to be honest. And I only work with like one guy, my husband's best friend. So this is my girl time. That's early. I know I have a lot to like catch up on, Anna. And then plus I'm going to be gone again. I'm really wore out, actually. We've been like go, go, go this whole month. So anyways, I had to get on early. And hopefully, sometimes I don't even get it done, but I got to make a couple videos, and I have a couple to edit. I should have edited them while I was at the lake, but I didn't. I just did nothing. Like, if I was, this is the shade Whatever. If I was, like, sitting in the cabin, because there's no service, really, but, like, the cabin and the marina have Wi-Fi. Not very good Wi-Fi. If I seen like questions or messages, I answered them then, but that's literally the only time I did anything work related. I don't really, if this technically is work and I love it, but it doesn't really feel like work. So I pretty much do it like 7 days a week. Sometimes it does, I guess. If I have like, the one thing I don't really like doing is editing videos. I love like, that's my favorite video to watch. Thank you, Marla. Go have fun. Good luck. I hope you catch the big ones. Thanks for hopping on. But anyways, I love like an edited video when it's done, but I hate sitting there and editing it. So that's the only time I'm like, this kind of feels a lot like work. But anyways, technically it is work, and maybe one day I'll just do this again. I don't know. I kind of want to. Like, I think about it a lot, but then I'm also, like, paranoid, you know? But I think I probably will eventually. I just always feel like I'm, like, paranoid, like, the month that I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go full-time with, you know, videos again and, like, online stuff, then I'm, like, gonna be sitting at $0 and then be like, what the hell did I do? You know what I mean? Because I don't get paid on like views or anything like that, and I don't care. I try to make a lot of videos, or at least as many as I can squeeze into my schedule, that are just like good tips and stuff. So it's not like I mind that I don't get paid on views, but my point of saying that is the only way that I make money is 100% commission. So like if someone orders something from me, there's no base, like no nothing. So I'm always like a little bit paranoid, but I should just do this full time because I think I'd probably actually make quite a bit more if I had all that time. I'm sure you guys know. You've been in some kind of position like that before, I'm sure. Alright, we're gonna blend these out with the Surreal Shine. This is actually the shade Clear, but when I top all of my lipsticks with it, it turns like this color. So Clear is in stock, I think, but if you like the looks of that pigment, it's pretty much the same as the shade Muse. I think that's the name of that one. Let me double check. Now that the tinted ones are in stock. This is also Ophir, so you can get it at that eyeshadow link. Yeah, see, this is the shade Muse. This is what it actually comes looking like. And this is my clear one after I top all of my lip combos with it. These flies are gonna make me go berserk. Okay, I love that lip combo. Yes. I do feel like I need a little more mascara. That one felt pretty dry. So I'm gonna try going over it with another one. It's a little more wet. I didn't even unpack. This was my little mini bag for the lake, just because, so I'd have something with me, you know? I'll whisper a prayer for you and Zuri. Taking my oldest daughter to college was super hard. I miss her so much. Thank you, Missy. Yes, I know. I'm like, I think she's like nervous, obviously. So I'm like super proud of her because I can leave you guys a link to this. This is from TikTok Shop. I like it. It's a super wet mascara though. So I feel like it's a better like second coat mascara than first coat. Anyways, I am super proud of her because most of you know we live in like a super small town. So it's like everybody in the school, you know them on a first name basis. Like their first name, their last name, what grade they're in, which siblings are theirs. Like you know them, like it's almost like the whole school could be like your cousin. Like that's how well you know these kids. Anyways, and so she's going to college to play volleyball. She literally doesn't know one person that lives there. She hasn't met one person that's going to school there. Like it's not even like there's kids from maybe the district that she knows, like just from sports or something. She knows no one. It's a lot further away from home. And yeah, so I'm just super proud of her because that is like kind of scary, especially when you've only been in like a small town and always been with the same kids, like always played sports with the same kids that you know, always been in class with the same kids that you know. So yeah, I think it's gonna be like an amazing experience, but I'm sure it's like really nerve-wracking. And yeah, so cross your fingers, say a prayer that she does good at practice, that she gets along with her teammates. I think anytime like I would feel this way, she's going to Gillette, Anna. Like if you go and play at the next level and like really anything, but like obviously this is sport, you know, but it could be like work or, you know, whatever you do, like you go to that next level where it's like the better, you know, like you might be the top in like your little office or your school or whatever. Not the top, but like really good, you know, and then you go and play with like the big dogs and you're like, oh my gosh, what if I suck? Like, what if I'm like, go from being the biggest asset on the team to like the worst player on the team or like something dramatic like that, you know? So I think she's kind of worried about that. She's been going to the gym like twice a day because I think she's just paranoid. Like she doesn't want to be like the most out of shape or anything. I don't think she will be, but you know, you just kind of have like those feelings. But I'm excited and I'm proud of her for doing that, even though it's like a huge step out of her comfort zone because she was going to be going to a college just in Billings, which we go there quite a bit for like shopping or just whatever. It's only an hour and a half away. And she knows like family there. She knows the town better. Like she knows all of that. And then when this opportunity came up, she pretty much said yes, like right away. She thought about it for a day. But I think it's going to be a really cool experience. Like they actually travel quite a bit to different games and stuff like that. If you guys can see the flies, I swear I'm not disgusting. I just opened the door and it's the season for flies. But yeah, it'll be really cool to like have that experience and say that you know, you were a college athlete, and then who knows, this is like a 2-year school. So I don't really understand how it works, but this is like a 2-year, so it's just freshman, sophomore team, but it is D1 in whatever freshman, sophomore team is. I don't know. I don't know how it works because it's like J something, so it's not like D1 like the big schools, but it is for like this, I guess. But it's like, you know, if she does good on the team, potentially she could go play for a bigger school and finish out college that way if she wants to. I don't know if she would want to, but I'm excited. I think it's a really good opportunity and a good way to like meet new friends, meet some new people, network, just do something different, you know, have a good experience that I think will be like huge for growth. And yeah, but anyways, cross your fingers for. The eye drops are Lumified, Bev, and I have them linked in the description, and I also pinned them down in the comments there. They are, I tell everybody this, that's like probably my number one tip I could give anyone that I feel like isn't just that well known. Maybe it is. I didn't know about it until like a couple years ago. But I swear, whitening eye drops are better than concealer. They're better than makeup. Like, if you have 2 seconds and you need to look awake and alert and like all of that, whitening eye drops. It will seriously change the game. Even if you're wearing no makeup, like you slicked your hair back, you've done your skincare, pop in those whitening eye drops. It's still gonna make you look more awake. Okay, this is the setting spray I've been using lately. I'm pulling my hair back because it feels like hairspray when you apply it, and actually even like in my hairline, which I have really fine hair, so it's a little more touchier to that, but it feels like kind of sticky. It definitely works. It's just kind of crazy because like the first time I used it, I started spraying and then I was like, like I literally thought I accidentally bought a travel size hairspray and was spraying that all over my face. Anyways. Your makeup is not going anywhere, but it definitely feels like hairspray. So that's your warning on that. And I linked this up above too. It's actually really cheap. I think it's $10. I actually ended up putting it on subscription because it was so cheap, and you guys know I hate when I run out of setting spray. So I'll still keep trying other ones. Like I have this like Ulta Beauty one. I love the Ophir one. But then I'll just always have one in stock, I guess. I think I set it up for like every 3 months since I'm always trying different ones. But I have that linked up in the description for you too. So yeah, anyways, that's what we're up to. Wish us luck. I think Suri's roommate is really shy, so hopefully they can get out of their comfort zone and become really good friends. But I think the girls on the team are going to be awesome, and I'm excited about that. But yeah, just cross your fingers, wish her luck, that she can stay healthy, get in shape, and hopefully play. It's a pretty big team, and she is only a freshman, but I think she'll play. But we'll see. So just cross your fingers that she fits in good with the team, that they all like, you know, get in their groove, and yeah, just have a really fun college experience. Back in the 90s, people set their face with hairspray. Makes me wonder, okay, Jerry, maybe L'Oreal was like, we used to do this and it worked so well, so we're just going to put hairspray in a bottle and call it a setting spray. I don't know. But that is my warning. This will keep your makeup in place. Like, there's no denying that, but it does feel like you're spraying hairspray on your face. So that's my forewarning on that. Especially, like, I feel like today I'm kind of wearing, like, more of a natural, like, this part of my makeup, like the base face. But this will keep your powder looking, like, so fresh and so good. It is really good. I actually like it, but it smells and feels like you're spraying hairspray on your face. Good morning, Mom. All right, girls. I actually have to try to get some stuff done today. So that's why I was on. And I would love to hang out and chit-chat forever. But I do need to go so I can get those other videos done and do my least favorite thing, which is editing. So, yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Wish Zuri luck. If you have any questions on anything I used, just message me. I think I have it all linked up in the description, so you should be good there, except for that second mascara I used, which I will add that to the link when I get off of here. If you need a good perfume, Vanilla Baby is so good. And I actually love to pair it with Golden Glaze. I broke this is how ghetto I am. I broke the little thing in Vanilla Baby, so I just swapped the same one in and out of the two because I couldn't find it. It must have like ran away on the floor. Anyways, Golden Glaze is like cedar, woodsy, smoky. But then after it sits for a minute, you kind of get like that cashmere and that more like feminine scent. And then Vanilla Baby is like, it's a vanilla base, but it has a bunch of other scent notes as well that I can't think of right now. But I wear these together and I'll get compliments from strangers on my perfume. Like if I go get coffee, if I'm walking through the store, if I sit down with someone at a game, like they'll be like, what are you wearing? You know what I mean? And I swear it's these. I'm inhaling them right now, but I do like 5 squirts of Vanilla Baby. I know that's too much for a lot of people. I go pretty heavy on perfume. And then I do like 1 to 3 squirts of Golden Glaze, and that's kind of like my perfect combo. But if that's too much, do like 1 Golden Glaze and like 3 or 4 Vanilla Babies. You know what I mean? All right, I gotta go. These flies are gonna drive me crazy. There's literally one on my phone, so I need to get my fly swatter out. But I hope you guys have a good day. What color do you use for your hair? I love, thank you, Lacey. I actually used just Sun-In. You guys want me to add a link to the one I bought? I kind of didn't think it would work, but it did. And I don't feel like it dried my hair out at all. And it was cheap. I think it was like a 2-pack for $15 or something. And I probably would say the first time I used it, you could barely see a difference. And I would say by the 3rd or 4th time, that's when people started really noticing, like they were like, oh my gosh, you dyed your hair, or like asking like what, you know, bleach I used or like whatever. So I would say it took about like 4 times. And then people started really being able to tell like that my hair was lighter. So it was super cheap. It's so easy to use. And then now when I just see that like my roots are getting like kind of dark, I just go through and do it like mostly on my roots and then brush it through, and it'll kind of add a little like an extra blonde highlight here and there or something. But yeah, so easy and so cheap. I know the hairdressers that are on here are gonna be like, do not do that. So I do not take hair advice from me, but clearly it worked. It's just, you thought it was rose gold. No, it's actually wet. So when I blow dry it, you'll be able to tell it's pretty much just blonde. And I will say like the 3rd time I used it, it was looking a little bit more orangey. And then like the 4th or 5th, it pretty much just looked like mostly blonde. You know what I mean? So you could just keep going in with it and getting it like lighter and lighter. But I kind of didn't mind like a little bit of that darker color. So yeah, anyways, I'll add that link up there for you, Lacey, or anyone else if you want to try the Sun-In. But here's my warning that I am not saying it is better than a salon. It's not better than a hairdresser. I'm cheap. I like stuff shipped to my door, and it was quick. It was easy. I'm cheap on some things. Like I kind of get really like, there's obviously amazing hairdressers out there, but then there's so many that charge like $200 and you leave and your hair literally looks exactly the same. So I'm always like really like skeptical. So that's why I was like, I remembered that randomly existed, or I randomly remembered that existed and I bought it. But I'm also one that's like not going to be freaking out if like it looked like crud. So that's my warning, but I think it works good. So okay, I'll leave the bronzer is just Ophir. So if you go to the eyeshadow link, the one that says Fave eyeshadow palette, that's the Ophir link, and just go to the face section. It's in the shade medium, so you can grab it there. All right, well, I don't see any other questions. I'll update the caption with that Sun-In link, and then let me know if you guys need anything else. Otherwise, I will see you girls Thursday morning. Bye, guys.